Hello and welcome to the Metroidvania Review official stream. This is just a last minute thing that we threw together. I'm here with a couple of great guys from the Metroidvania subreddit. If you guys want to introduce yourselves.
You can go first.
You there, Caldroth?
This is Caldrath.
And this is, it's your boy, Master.
Master is one of the moderators over on the Metroidvania subreddit, and Caldroth is a very active member of the Reddit. And today we thought we would get together and just talk about Metroidvania games, and we would do it over Super Metroid crossed with A Link to the Past, the Randomizer. So I'm just going to let the intro play on that. And Master asked me beforehand, what do we want our first subject to be tonight? Caldroth, do you have any opinion on that? That was the volume, by the way.
Wow. Put me on the spot.
By the way, this is a completely blind playthrough of this particular...
I'm getting an echo again.
Are you getting an echo? Sorry about the technical difficulties. I think that's a little bit loud there. We'll get them worked out. Are you hearing yourself echo?
Yeah, so when I talk, I'm hearing I'm hearing myself echo.
Okay.
Well, you would be hearing yourself, like, if you have the stream unmuted.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I apologize if you're hearing yourself, but...
Okay.
Another recommendation is to just keep the stream volume off, and then...
Sorry, that's me. Yeah, my bad.
All right, perfect. Okay, well, we got that worked out. So I suggested to Master that we should start with the hottest topic of them all, and that is, what is a Metroidvania? And we have, I think we have three very different opinions on a lot of different subjects
here with us tonight. I guess we could talk about, like, randomization. I haven't played a lot of Metroidvanias with any sort of randomizer. Like, I haven't played a randomizer yet. I have played a robot named Fight, but only one time. Same with Chasm.
I guess that's true. You may not have seen this this mod before. This is a mod for these two games that kind of mashes them together and then just rearranges all the power-ups into different locations. The first time I did this mod, I hadn't replayed Super Metroid yet this year, so I actually was pretty rusty on where things were. But how this mod works is certain doorways will lead you to Zelda instead, and I've replaced Link with Zero Suit Simus here. And there's a lot of different rules that this mod follows to make sure that you don't get like a dead game, because there's certain powers that if you don't have them, it'll make you completely stuck. But basically any treasure chests that you can open, or anything that would normally have a key item, like a key or that sort of thing, can have anything now. And the most annoying thing is that it can often have rupees, which are completely useless most of the time. Although sometimes the shops will have key power-ups that you would need. So both of you have played both of these games, right?
Correct.
Actually, I have not played A Link to the Past.
You have not played A Link to the Past. Well, this will be very interesting to you. First thing you should know is that you do not play Zero Suit Simus in A Link to the Past.
Oh, really?
Okay, so...
Does the running animation for Link look that weird?
It does, actually. Link looks very strange, and probably not this weird. Actually, she does look very funny.
What happens when you go to the Dark World?
So, the first time I did this, I did just regular Samus with her armor on, I think. And you turn into a Metroid when you go to the Dark World without the mirror.
Oh.
In A Link to the Past, when you go to the Dark World for the first time, you turn into a rabbit. And I guess it's supposed to reflect the heart of the person that is in the Dark World. That's what you transform into. So I guess Samus was thinking about the baby. And that's why she turns into a Metroid. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just going to different secrets across the world. Now, I haven't played A Link to the Past in a long time, so I love the random dialogue that they give the... Like, none of the NPCs say their normal things in this version. So you're going to get nothing out of this as far as learning about A Link to the Past, Master.
Oh. I am a fan of random dialogue or like translated dialogue.
So I think that you have to use the Japanese version of this game in order to make the ROM. I think that if you go this way, the church backside is open, so we're going to check that next. And I can't remember if you can move these gravestones yet. So anyway, on the subject of randomizers, this isn't like a robot named Fight. The level architecture isn't randomized at all. There we go. So it should be fun trying to figure out where things are.
Just trying to get the sword is probably going to be a big deal.
So there's actually a few options when you make the mod. You can tell it to give you the sword no matter what early on. Wow, those ghosts really hurt you when you only have 3 hearts. Alright, so we checked most of those. We'll come back to that.
What kind of stuff do you find in there, usually?
So underneath one of those gravestones is a passageway. Oh good, bombs. That'll be helpful. That actually opens up a lot of options. So when you die, you can go to Link's house or the Sanctuary, so that was kind of a warp there. I didn't really intend to do that, but it's kind of a cool side effect of how that works.
You should really play Zelda. I'm not very qualified to comment on this.
Play actual Zelda. So this first part, when you're looking for the sword, you have to throw bushes at the enemies.
It's pretty fun.
Get some arrows.
So how do you get back to Metroid?
So,
certain screen transitions?
Yes. I actually only know... I haven't played far enough into this. So we attempted to stream this probably 3 or 4 months ago. And one of the people I was streaming with had some family issues, and that's why we stopped. But so I have a little bit of an idea of how this works, but I only played far enough that I only know about one entrance to Metroid at this point. I think you can kill these guys with this. Perfect.
Oh, those are elves? Those are terrifying.
These guys. One of the things I feel is a weakness for A Link to the Past is it doesn't have the most... Like, they copy a lot of the NPCs into Ocarina of Time, but the NPCs are all very kind of generic. Like these lumberjack guys, I think are literally called the Lumberjack Brothers.
Wow.
I think that's
It's called lore building.
Oh, super bombs are up there. That's major. Okay, we gotta remember that's there, but I can't remember how to get in there. I think you have to get in from Death Mountain, so if we can get up into Death Mountain, that'll be major. So, the original question I asked, do we want to talk about how we define a Metroidvania, or is that too controversial to talk about?
It isn't controversial to talk about.
It's not controversial at all.
It's pretty controversial.
Maybe the most controversial subject.
Yeah. It's one of those things where like everyone has their own definition, but they have different levels of caring about like how strictly people adhere to it.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good way of saying it, because I certainly have my own opinion about... Oh, good. We just got super bombs, so that'll be nice when we get back to Metroid. As soon as we get the morph ball. I think that's a good way of putting it, because, I mean, there's certain games I definitely don't think are Metroidvanias, but I include them on my site because people think they are Metroidvanias.
The problem with defining some types of game genres is that you just start talking about... There's not a tangible thing you can always point to and say, oh, this is a Metroidvania, because there's always that one game that someone has to bring up, or, oh yeah, they technically have upgrades or something. And
right, as soon as you make a
rubric.
rubric.
Metroidvania?
as soon as you make a rubric, you find exceptions.
Well, then you can like categorize those exceptions. Like you guys, like I talk all the time about how I have. Well, my definition is interconnected world and ability gating. So if it's not interconnected because has a stage select, I call it a crest-like. And if it's not interconnected because it has dungeons, I call it Zelda-like. And then if it's not ability gated and use just something like keys instead, I have the terrible name Keyvania for that because I couldn't think of anything better.
Hey,
Actually,
did that guy just mug you earlier?
Yes, he did. I managed to get my bomb back, though. That's really the most important thing. Ooh, lots of treasures. We got super missiles, I think. Ooh, regular missiles. More super missiles. We're getting some good stuff on this randomizer. I think we got lucky. We're going to be lucky for now, and then it's going to get terrible later on. We still don't have a sword yet, though, so that's a big problem. I'm pretty sure that staff... Oh.
Yeah,
So,
you can use that staff to attack, can't you? Or that's the one that makes blocks.
that's the one that makes blocks. Unfortunately, you can't use it without...
Oh, magic?
Without magic. Okay, that's the map button. I think you use the Y button to... There we go. Yeah, you need magic in order to use it. So technically I could use it to attack. I just... The likelihood of us being able to use it effectively, or... Does this guy just give you things? Oh, I have to buy it from him. Okay, maybe we do need some rupees. I actually don't think that this staff is really all that useful overall. Get some free rupees from Mario's face there. For some reason I thought he gave you blue rupees.
Is that Mario?
Looks like an H.
Oh,
But
no.
I think the resolution's low enough that you can tell it from an M.
One of these buildings has a bombable wall on it. I just can't remember which one. I love their translation of the dialogue. 500 rupees? I thought it was 400. So yeah, I think those are the two basic definitions: is ability gating and interconnected world. I was curious what you thought, Caldrath, though. What do you think of bombs, like the Metroid bombs? Do those count as key gating by your definition?
So I also had the like spectrum of key to ability. So you've got like outright keys, obviously, are keys. Then you've got abilities that only work on very specific things. And then abilities that work on things that are common, like walls. So like a wall jump is that level of it. And then things that you can just use everywhere. Technically, you can use bombs everywhere, but they're not really that useful everywhere. So it's kind of like in between the last two categories.
Interestingly, I think that it was more useful in the original Metroid because you couldn't duck and shoot. And so your bomb kind of became your ability to hit things on the ground. So I feel it was more of a important all-use item at that phase. But yeah, definitely in the newer games, it's more of a specific utility. Different flavored walls blow up by different flavored things. That was especially true in Metroid Prime, where you could scan things and it would be made of this material, so it had to be killed by super missiles, it was of this material, and it doesn't get destroyed by anything else other than the specific weapon that you have to use on it, which I always thought that was kind of funny.
Well, that's kind of just a more flavorful way of how, like, Super Metroid has the blocks that can only be blown up by power bombs or only by super missiles.
Yeah, it's an extension of that, just made so that it actually works in 3D.
In Super Metroid, though, the super bombs will blow up regular bomb walls, too, and I don't know if that's true in Metroid Prime. I can't remember. And also, welcome, Tabian. Tell me if I'm pronouncing that right. And yes, I do like that you can play Zero Suit Samus in this.
So is it a separate mod for playing as Zero Suit Samus?
So the website that you go to create this randomizer is samus.link. And when you put your ROMs in and tell it to mash it together, it gives you the option to change your main character into a bunch of different things. I could have turned Samus into Mega Man X and a couple of other things, but I went ahead and kept Samus the same because this is r/Metroidvania, not r/Zelda. Come on.
So going back to the Metroidvania definition thing, there are some people who kind of like assign how Metroidvania is it. Like there's
some people out there.
Yeah.
Some weirdos out there do that.
Yeah. But it's kind of like having a point system where like every single attribute that's Metroidvania-ish adds points, and if it has enough points, then it becomes a Metroidvania. The reason I don't like that is that you can wind up with games that get points from completely different sources, and so you'd wind up with a genre that consists of games that might be absolutely nothing alike.
Is that the screw attack? What is that? Is that the Varia suit?
Oh.
That's the Varia suit, I think.
That's the Varia suit. Okay, we're going to need that. So once we get the Pegasus boots, we'll have to come back for that. Kind of how I do it. I don't know if I do like a point system. It's very intuitive for me. Like, how does it make me feel? Which I know is not a very good measure to argue. But basically what I do is I start with Super Metroid and Symphony of the Night, and then I kind of go backwards from there. Like, if I replace this character with a Belmont... did I have to pay for that? Did that cost me anything? I don't think I can do this in 15 seconds. Maybe I can't. It's just a... I did it. Cool. And it is trash because it's just a rupee. So, like, if you replace the main character with Samus or Alucard, would it be... Could you call it a Metroid game, or could you call it a Castlevania game? And I know that both of those series have a lot of variety in them all by themselves, but that's kind of where I start, and then basically go by the feel of it. And I know that that results in some ratings that people definitely disagree with. For instance, I gave Ori and the Blind Forest a high fit because I feel like it has enough exploration elements that I really felt like I was in a Metroidvania. But I know that someone on this stream definitely doesn't feel that same way.
I also categorize Ori as a Zelda-like.
That's fair. I think that that's fine. It definitely has the dungeon structure, and that's why I didn't give it a perfect fit. But
Yeah, like another game that somebody else on the stream has a very different opinion of me from is La Mulana. Like that one is like the way you would define a Metroidvania, it's not really ability gated. It's like almost all keys and switches, but it still has a very Metroidvania feel.
right.
I'd argue, like, not to argue about La Mulana. It is mostly keys, but it also has like so many different keys. A few of them are abilities.
What are you doing there? Get out of the way.
There's like 3 abilities in that game though.
Okay, then we have to ask how many different ability gates.
How many abilities do you need in order to make the criteria?
Well, I would say you would want it to be mostly abilities, and like it would be a ratio, like at least 50% ability gates.
Well, then there's the ever controversial knowledge gating that people apply to. Ooh, the ocarina. Nice.
Oh, are we gonna get into skill gating and talk about Dark Souls?
God.
Is there a treasure? There is a treasure here. I just don't want to die before I get to it. That's how... Ooh, that's a lot of money. That's how people justify Tokitori and Rain World is knowledge gating.
And The Witness. I played a little bit of Rain World, but not either of the other ones.
Not to spoil anything, but there is items that you pick up in Rain World that work similar to ability upgrades, but they are... I'm not going to call them temporary because you could technically carry them with you as long as you want, but there are reasons why you would not want to do that, and so you kind of lose the ability after a while.
Yeah, I haven't played too much of Rain World. What I have, I mean, doesn't seem to have much gating or anything, so it's not one, but it does kind of feel like a Metroidvania, so like, if someone called it one, I'd at least give them a pass.
Silverant's a big fan of Rain World, and hey, welcome, Silverant. Glad to see you.
Hello.
There are definitely points in Rain World where you need to have these like usable items that I was talking about. Oh great, we need a key to get through that door. Hey look, there's a key. How lucky is that? I wonder if that's always a key. Highly recommend Rain World, by the way, if you're into playing until you get good at something. It certainly takes a long time to get to that point.
I noticed that it has a ton of, maybe not a ton of, but it has mods and stuff, like entirely new campaigns that people make. Seems like a good game to invest in, you know.
Yeah, if you want just the one game that you play, Rain World is a definitely good candidate for that. And the mods are all very interesting and different. I mean, they all fit the theme of the... What am I supposed to do if I don't have a... I guess I can just bomb this guy, but... This is kind of a bum situation. Run into the bomb. Okay, good.
There's always death.
Really? Yeah, I'm going to take death this time because I don't want to waste any more bombs on this. And also, I don't think I can get further into this dungeon. I think this might take us to the entrance of the level, though, instead of... Yes, it does. Alright, well... This is good at anything. Yeah, if you're into suffering, play Rain World. That game, that's a game that's really good to stream if your audience really likes to watch you suffer.
I noticed that most Twitch viewers do want people to suffer.
I've noticed that as well. It's more fun that way, I think. You're on Twitch to watch skill, or you're on Twitch to watch suffering, one of the two, or just have a conversation like this. But
if a streamer added a button to instantly kill your character, people would never stop donating.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, skilled at suffering. Some people are more skilled at suffering than others. That's what makes them entertaining to watch.
Dark Souls has pain gating.
Yeah, that's the... I don't think anybody here on the stream thinks that Dark Souls is a Metroidvania, I assume, right?
Of course.
What does the fortune teller even do with the randomizer?
Let's find out. I was kind of ignoring her because I knew there wasn't any items in there, but the only way to gain knowledge is to pursue the path and find out on your own. Fancy a read? I must know. At least he doesn't charge anything. But the black cat's doing nothing. For 30 rupees it is done. No! Just so you know, that wasn't worth it.
But now you know. You paid 30 rupees for that knowledge.
I like how he names the price after he's done it.
I know, it's the best. Oh gosh, I can't get past that plant. Oh. I love these, like, invisible walls.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Super Nintendo era stuff. My favorite is the JRPGs where you can't walk behind buildings. So, like, the tops of buildings are like walls to the rest of the city.
So I've got an abstract question about Metroidvanias to ask.
Sure.
Well, more of, not really a question, more of just... I mean, yeah, it's a question. How do you feel about teleporters or fast travel?
So I think that's one of the more interesting topics of discussion because there's the two arguments is that one breaks immersion, and the other argument is that it's a necessary convenience. Wow.
Well, my main thing is, I think that a lot of people use it kind of as a crutch. Like, it does make individual games better, but the game would be better if it didn't need it. But then eventually a game can get just so big that you kind of need to put it in there.
Yeah, like if you go ahead.
Say if you have a game like Hollow Knight, it's kind of excusable because, I mean, it's kind of a big map.
So I really think it depends on the game. Like Hollow Knight, obviously, that would be really tedious to get around. And to be honest, the workaround the Axiom Verge had, where you had the giant, what do you even call that thing? The robot head thing that you rode on in the middle that kind of went through this little hub area. That's how... What are golden bombs? Are they just regular bombs? Or is that like the increase in my maximum bombs?
Surely it's maximum.
It must be it. Even in Axiom Verge, I felt like that was a little slow, and I would have preferred a more traditional, like fast travel system.
You know, some of these Metroidvanias that, like, I was playing Edo the other day, and it has fast travel,
Ooh,
but it's not really a big enough game that it should need it. It's just the world is laid out in a very linear way, so...
And I think that goes to your point. That's a situation where I definitely agree with you that if the level structure was better designed, then they wouldn't need it. The other example I was going to bring up was La Mulana. I think that game would have been extraordinarily tedious if you couldn't just teleport whenever you wanted to. And I think that's the game's credit that it I forgot about this guy. I forgot what he does in the regular game. I think it's the game's credit, though, that they went with that design. Oh, great. Am I stuck with this guy? I guess I'm stuck with this guy. That's the best part about doing these streams like this, is that you get on a question and I'm trying to answer it, and then something happens in the game that totally throws off my train of thought. But you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. La Mulana, even though it's such like a small and dense map, is just pain and suffering to actually navigate. And it's pretty necessary to have the teleporting.
But pain and suffering is on brand for La Mulana.
Let's go back to Metroid for a while. I think we're ready to go back to Metroid.
Yeah, you've got some decent upgrades there.
But also the focus of La Mulana is not the exploration, in my opinion. It's the puzzles. And I think that if you force the travel, then it would detract from its main focus.
I agree.
And in my opinion, I think that the main course of Hollow Knight is the combat. And we're back to Super Metroid now.
I missed it.
And I don't know if that's necessarily a justification for having fast travel. I think the size of the map justifies that all by itself. But even with a game like Castlevania, Symphony of the Night had fast travel, and I would argue that Castlevania is a combat-oriented series, even though I think exploration is its stronger feature. And so fast travel is a little bit more appropriate. Now, it's something like Super Metroid. I think the exploration is the main course, and so it's completely appropriate to not have fast travel like this game has. I should have done that. I don't even know if that's an option. Hey, how's it going, Cactuar?
I think it's also like how movement oriented the game is. So like La Mulana isn't very movement oriented.
Yeah, and
That's not where the fun is. Whereas Super Metroid, part of it is just like getting around is supposed to be part of the interest of the game.
so this will be interesting if this is not the... Okay, there's definitely not worth jumping down there for. You can get out of there using wall jumps. I'm not going to put you through the pain of me trying to do that right now.
Yeah, speaking of wall jumps, man, I love the wall jumps in Super Metroid.
I think that secret techniques like that are one of the best things that Metroid has.
But hey, that's knowledge gating, isn't it?
I mean, you could argue that, but I would say no because it's not necessary to beat the game. At least not in Super Metroid. Does
Well,
that
it kind of replaces the need for certain items.
Yeah. What is that? Is that the orb for A Link to the Past?
It's definitely not
that's-
Super Metroid.
I think that's the Moon Pearl.
The Moon Pearl, and that's the thing that keeps you from transforming in the Dark World. All right, so we need the Ice Beam, or actually, maybe I can get there from wall jumping. Speaking of wall jumping, let's see if we can do that. I'm gonna show off how bad I am at Super Metroid's controls. Even though I defend them, that's one of the biggest complaints about Super Metroid is that it has archaic controls. I'm not sure I agree. Okay, I don't think you can wall jump up to that.
I actually like the controls.
It is like wall jumping is a little weird. Like I think you have
It's
to press
too
the
far
jump
away.
button twice to get it to work.
You have to push towards the wall, and then you have to push away quickly. I've
You
seen
have to jump like after you push away.
Yeah, it's weird. Robbie Ribby actually has the same thing. Oh, I don't know if that's a spoiler or not. How am I shooting straight through? Did you see how I kind of like... It's like I have a wave beam for like a second there?
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Okay, it looks like we have to go back to Zelda anyway. One of the things that you'll learn about this randomizer is that you'll spend a lot more time in Zelda than you will in Metroid if you can't find
No.
the stinking morph ball. Plus, Zelda's just a bigger world.
And I think it has more upgrades total.
I'm actually going to try what Tabian says. Real quick.
Yes, do the damage boost.
Yeah, let's give that a shot.
Is the Moon Pearl actually gonna like let you get anything though?
So the last time I played this, we managed to get to Death Mountain, and there's that automatic teleporter there that takes you to the Dark World. And I believe if I had the Moon Pearl at that point, I probably could have progressed. Okay, there's some kind of glitch going on with that. It's cool, but I don't know what's causing it.
Probably just like right when you walk through into the room, the collision's turned off.
Okay, so this bug right here, so that must be what the speedrunners do. Oh, okay. That is some incredible timing if I could even pull this off. I'll give it a couple of shots and then I'll probably just move out of here. Okay,
Yeah, I
come
kind of want to see you turn into a Metroid.
That's true. All right, you just convinced me. We gotta get out of here so we can see what happens when you don't have it. I don't want to spoil
Right.
the enjoyment of that.
Got really close that time.
I did. Master spoke up just in time to avoid us missing out on that. So yeah, fast travel, I think it depends on the game. I don't think it ruins any games.
Fast travel, it's not always bad, but sometimes it just feels inherently lazy just because a lot of, like generic open world games use it.
Yeah. I always have this saying that there's no such thing as a bad mechanic, just bad implementation, and I feel like that's kind of where fast traveling is at. I think it has...
Gotcha?
What's that?
How about gotcha?
See, then they always come up... So remember how we talked about having a rubric, and there's always an exception to every rubric? So the other one that my friend brought up when I brought that up one time during a stream was, how about random encounters? I'm like, okay, let me think about that for a minute. Like in a JRPG. Oh, gosh. And I don't know. when I said I don't like gotcha mechanics, my response was I have not thought of a way that would be appealing to me yet, and I still believe that it's still possible. My mind is open to a gotcha game that implements it in a way that I appreciate. I just can't imagine it.
So the one thing that I came up with is that because you don't have access to all the characters and you can't choose which characters you want, it kind of prevents a meta from forming, so people have to improvise a bit more.
Yeah, that's the argument I make for the Aria of Sorrow mechanic of getting your random powers throughout the game.
So is Aria of Sorrow a gotcha?
No, I
my
don't
God.
think so. You can't actually hurt things with the hook shot in this game. You just stun them. So we literally have only one way to kill things, or two ways to kill things in this game so far, or in Zelda.
You got bushes, bombs, and hookshot.
Oh, there's a bombable wall right
It's
there.
3 abilities. It's a Metroidvania now.
In this south section here, there's a lot of treasures, so this is kind of where you want to be when you're starting out on these randomizers. I think we can get deeper into Death Mountain with bombs too. We might be able to get places. Oh, actually, I need to go get the pelican. We'll go back to the village in a minute. So I think that's an interesting argument. That kind of is the same thing as a roguelike, though. Like, if you remove the loot box factor from the gacha, doesn't that just make it a roguelike? Where you're just kind of given a random set of abilities? I mean, I guess that's not really necessarily roguelike per se, but... You know, the whole thing behind a roguelike is that you kind of roll with what you're given. Oh, you can kill these things. Awesome.
I get what you're saying, but they're just, completely different formats. Like, roguelikes are run-based, and there's not supposed to be meta progression. Then you have, like, roguelites, which do, but that's off topic.
Sure. Well, defining roguelike is just... Wow. He's generous. Nice. And none of those treasures actually gave us anything that we could progress with.
Yeah, gacha games they exist so that you can endlessly grind.
Right, I think that the point is predatory monetization.
The thing is, you can't generally endlessly grind in a gacha game. They usually have some sort of like time gating,
Stamina system.
yeah.
Yeah,
Or
but
you pay
also
money.
that's monetized because you pay to get more energy.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me as much. I mean, I understand that a game must be monetized, otherwise, it can't exist or continue to exist. And the idea of stamina systems doesn't bother me as much. I mean, I know that people find it annoying, but that makes some sense to me, I guess. But as a game design mechanic, it doesn't really add anything to the game. Or maybe it can. I don't know. It really just depends. I'm always
No bad
willing.
mechanics.
What's that?
Back to your no bad mechanics.
Yeah, I'm
Thought of a good implementation. or a
I'm
good
always open
instance.
for my mind being changed about something like that.
Can you bomb? Or are you at bombs?
I
Yeah, you
have,
got bombs.
I have 4 bombs. I just didn't want to go that way because I knew that you could come this way. More missiles! I'm trying to think, are there any missile doors? I think we really just need the morph ball.
Yeah. I don't think you can really... Can you progress without it?
So one thing this randomizer will teach you is how important the morph ball is to the Metroid design. I think if you have powder, you can use powder on this statue and get a thing. I think this is where you get the Super Bee. I wonder if you get something other than the Super Bee with the randomizer. Well, at least it doesn't... Caught on the edge there. Okay, so there's a few other places we can go. Let's go get the pelican next. The pelican. Pelican we can get right now. So in the normal game, what you have to do is get the ocarina from the Dark World, and then you use the pelican in the town square. But since we already have the ocarina, we don't have to do the thing from the Dark World. So I said that I hadn't played this game for, I think, 2 years now. But when I was a kid, I had this game practically memorized to the point where people could call me on the phone and I could tell them where to go next. That's how well I knew the game. So now it's been, what, like 25 years since then?
Yeah, I haven't played this since the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to say it's been like 1995 that I was at that point. This kid in my neighborhood would call me up and I could tell him just by heart, like, you just go up, go left, go right. It's crazy.
Should have charged people.
Yeah, it was the Nintendo hotline without the Nintendo hotline fees. How much did they charge for that back in the day? What a concept.
Now you get everything for free on the internet.
Yep, absolutely everything. Even things you probably should be charged for.
Yeah.
Information is hard to monetize when all it takes is one word. I think that the jar dude can sell me his whatever he has now, so let's see what he's got.
Why is he the jar dude?
This jar dude. Guy with the turban. And it's super missiles, which is nice. They'll be nice later. When we actually have to, like, fight Ridley, having stuff like that's going to be really nice. Not that I think we're going to get to Ridley tonight.
Yeah, this seems like it's probably going to take longer than a normal playthrough.
Oh, yeah. I think it would take longer. Well, it depends on what random items you get. Okay, now that we had the Pelican, we can fast travel. And I think this is how we got to Death Mountain. Speaking of fast travel. Oh, yeah, we can go anywhere. Shoot. Yeah, this is how we got to Death Mountain the first time I played this randomizer.
Jeez, fast travel's so lazy.
Stupid, lazy, fast travel.
So what is the end state in this? What's the win state in this?
So you have to defeat both Mother Brain and Ganon.
So, like, what happens if you beat Ganon and you don't have all of the required stuff for Super Metroid?
He's like a checkbox. Like, once he's done, he's done. So what's really neat is that you can keep the Hyper Beam after you beat Mother Brain. So if you get to Mother Brain first, and you still have to explore the Super Metroid section for power-ups for the Zelda section, you get to enjoy having the Hyper Beam while
That's
exploring
pretty
Super Metroid, yeah. That's what my friend told me anyway. We haven't gotten that far, or I haven't ever been that far. So I would say that the first goal is to beat Super Metroid and then try and beat Ganon. Of course, depending on what items you get, you may not have a choice.
So are all of the Metroid items in Zelda and vice versa?
No. It's completely random.
Oh
So-
yeah, because you've gotten bombs and stuff.
Yeah. Although I don't know if bombs count as a major item. Was that? I think that was regular bombs. So all we need is the Morph Ball, and then we can get everywhere in Super Metroid.
Yeah.
Because we have power bombs, we have... we know where the Varia suit is, so as soon as we get the Pegasus boots, we can do that. I'm just trying to remember if there's any other treasures up in this area. Like, a whole bunch of the superfluous treasures that you don't even think about in the regular game suddenly become super important.
It's the thing with randomizers. You have to know everything.
All the nooks and crannies, yeah. That's how Daughters of Ashes in Dark Souls if you played that mod.
Yes, I never finished it. I got like I started Doubters of Ash, but then I played through Bone Wheel Souls instead for some reason. So I thought that would be more fun. I don't know.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Gotta do it for the memes.
It actually was pretty fun.
That's funny. Well, I could tell that I'd probably be screaming most of the time during that. Those bone wheels just. Those bone
Yeah,
wheels make you scream anyway.
They added like different, stronger biome themed bone wheels. So you go to the forest and there's like green bone wheels. You go to Lost Azaleth and there's fire bone wheels. But the biggest troll of all was that they removed the ability to parry Gwen and didn't tell you.
What? Can you parry bone wheels?
No.
Well,
No, but you know, parrying the final boss is what most people do to kill him.
so you probably don't even think about parrying the entire game, and then when you get to the final boss, suddenly.
Well,
Wait, they didn't
you do
replace
think
all
about
bosses?
parrying him because that's the easiest way to kill him.
Well, that's what I mean, though.
And
is
then
that
you go there, and the music it starts out normal, but about 5 seconds in, it turns into troll music, and you realize something's up. And at
Nice.
first, you think you're just really bad because you haven't been parrying the entire game, so you think, oh, my parries must be off. But then eventually, it dawns on you. You cannot parry this boss anymore.
That sounds kind of awesome, actually. Okay, if I
Wait, so is
can't-
that the only boss or is that the only enemy in the game that isn't the bone wheel? They replaced all the other bosses?
No, there's other bosses.
Daughters of Ash is great, though. I highly recommend it.
See, the final boss should have just been like a really big bone wheel.
Oh wow, we can go fight the boss, except we have no way of killing it right now.
Oh.
Unless the hook shot happens to work on it. I don't know if it does or not, because you never had the hook shot fighting this boss, I don't think.
Yeah, so most enemies are replaced with bone wheels, but not the really annoying ones. Like the Orlando archers, those are still there. So you have to get past them while also dealing with bone wheels chasing you.
Oh, awesome. This sounds
Sounds like
ridiculous.
they were just trolling you.
Really? Missiles? Ugh.
So, I mean, there are gonna be a lot of missile upgrades, probably.
Oh, I know. Missile upgrades are the arrows of, well, I don't know, missiles. In Super Metroid, missiles are less useful because the super missiles are just so much better, but...
They're not unuseful.
Oh no! We don't have the lamp. I don't even know, can these things kill you, or do they just drain your mana? Okay.
Can you just save and quit?
I can, but I'm gonna see if I can try and make my way out the, Did I make it out? I must be
think
just
you
in
did.
another room. Oh, no, no. Whatever it is, it's killing me. I think there's a spiked floor in here or something. Okay, well.
Wow.
One nice thing about dying in the Zelda world is that when you die, you still keep all your stuff, which is not true of the Super Metroid world. Okay, well, that's the end of that dungeon, I think. Let me see if I can look at the map we have so far. See if there's anywhere else I can go.
Oh yeah, before I got distracted by bone wheels. So pretty much the only randomizer I've played a bit of would be the Dark Souls randomizer. And yeah, you have to check everything. And some things are really well hidden if you don't know that they're there. I'm guessing that's the same thing with this game.
So you push triangle in order to pull up your map in this game, which is something I'm not used to doing. I say triangle because I'm playing on a PlayStation 4 controller. But X or Y, depending on if you're a Super Nintendo or a... Alright, so... I don't think we can progress much further in here without the lamp.
Yeah, there's a lot of JRPGs that just like have like 3 different menus that you can go into, especially early ones, and they just didn't consolidate things very well.
No, there's nothing else that's been developed over the years. It's streamlining things like that.
We still have just modern games that have terrible menus sometimes.
UI is an underrated thing. There's so many different underrated aspects of game design.
It's one of those things that, like, everybody has, and I mean, not everybody has them. But, you know, it's more noticeable when it's not there than when it is.
Right. Sound design, I think, is my biggest thing. Oh, good. He just healed me, I guess. Yeah, it is. People really don't appreciate that. Like how difficult it is to make a game, I think. Did that bat not hurt me? Did I get... I don't think Samus's color has changed at all. I don't think I have any of the armors. Why didn't that bat hurt me? Oh gosh, it's dark in here too. No. Okay, phew. I didn't go too far.
Yeah, I noticed back when you were by the lake and you like bombed those two walls and then left, you got hit by an enemy there and didn't take any damage. So
Interesting.
it might be bugged.
Either it's bugged. Well, no, it says I only have the green tunic, so. Anyway, let's go find out what we turn into in the Dark World, and then now we have an option for progression if we can't find anything else. Oops. Wait.
At this point, your like Dark World form isn't that much worse than your Light World form.
That's true. Okay, so we actually have the hook shot, so we can get to a lot of Death Mountain. So I think this is where we're going to be for a while. If I don't... Oh, you can't just pass through enemies while you're invincible. That's what I was trying to do. Damage tank my way through them. I apologize for the beeping sound. Oh, apparently that leads to Metroid.
Oh.
I was so confused for a second there. Cool.
Well, I guess it's a different part of Metroid. Maybe there's less morph ball stuff here.
Yeah, maybe we'll find something. Well, this is the part where we need the Varia suit, which we can't get without the Pegasus boots. That's why I like these. This is a great mod. Okay, for some reason I thought this room was on fire, but I think you need the speed boots to get through here.
So how does saving work between the games? Like, is there any point to saving in Super Metroid?
Wherever you save, that's where you load. So, welcome, Sphere Kuribun. I have to get used to playing Metroid again. Okay, so this is not a place we want to be. By the way, I found out in Super Metroid, you die if you go into any of the heated areas without the Varia suit. There is no damage tanking, skipping through it, unless you have a ton of energy. Ooh, a jar.
Yeah, that's probably why a lot of people in Environment Station Alpha just nope, I'm not going through the heated area.
I think that is a problem that a lot of people have.
I never had that problem. The game basically tells you in one of the lore entries that you can go through it, and that there's a not heated area on the other side.
Yeah, I think so too. Unfortunately, we can't get out of this room until that stupid crawler comes back. I should have shot it when I had the chance. There he is. Don't let him get... Don't kill him, get away. I'm just glad you don't have to have a long beam in Super Metroid.
Yeah, when I play a game, I try to not think about the fact that it's a game. You know, I try to immerse, and also I try not to think about things I know from other games, like knowing not to go through the fire in Super Metroid.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't seem to be honest, the way my brain works is I try and sequence break everything every time I play a game. That's gotten me into trouble a couple of times. One game.
I try to figure out where the game wants me to go and then go everywhere else but there.
Yeah, that's kind of what my mentality is.
I try to sequence break if the opportunity presents itself, but I'm not going to spend hours trying to figure out some weird sequence break that may not even work.
Oops. Can we wall jump up this? How do speedrunners do this?
I
saw
think
somewhere that you can just like run and then jump and then you'll get across.
yeah, I think they do like a short jump from the
Is that what it is?
yeah. If it's a short enough jump, you can get over there. The running start.
Okay, that's what it is. So you jump from here?
Or it's from the bottom ledge on the left.
Okay.
I saw a video where somebody just ran and then just did a tap jump.
Yeah, I saw that on the Reddit a while back. I don't know if it was the Metroid Reddit or if it was the... Okay, I need like a running start, but there's not really a lot of space. Okay, yeah, I'm not good enough to do this. We'll come back
You
here.
can do it, I believe.
There's another spot up here that is similarly... Man, if I had the morph ball, we could get out through here. Although I don't know if we want to do that without the gravity suit.
The game ever require you to pull off fancy tricks to get the items that you need?
I don't think the randomizer requires it, no. There's other places we can explore first before I spend more time on that.
Do we want to talk about the tube room?
The tube room?
Ooh, yes, let's talk about the tube room. I like the tube room.
So it's literally the only place in the game that you have to use the power bombs to destroy it that isn't marked by bombing it or
like regularly bombing it,
X-ray
yeah.
scanner or anything like that.
That's the big controversial room in the game.
I think I just got lucky the first time I played it. First time I played it was on like WiiWare or something.
To be honest, I think I just tried it. I don't know that I... Yeah, I think you can go around through where you fight Fontoon or Fantoon. Fontoon. Come on. I am obviously not good enough at wall jumping to pull this off. I actually don't think we can get that high anyway without... Last time I did the randomizer, I got the space jump really early. So I was able to get a lot of places. Yeah, you go through past the wreck ship, and on the other side you can get in that way. Which is a good argument for why it's not poor design, that particular item. To be honest, some of the passable walls I find a little bit more offensive than this.
I think there was a single annoying wall. It might have been in Lower Norfair. That's just not marked, and you don't know to go through there. I don't actually remember where it was.
There's one in Ridley's Lair that...
That's probably it.
Yeah, it seems like most games either have breakable walls or fake walls, or like illusionary walls. They don't generally mix them.
This game definitely has both. I'm gonna try the short hop.
And technically, Dark Souls has both. There's like a single door you can break down in Dark Souls too.
There might be other ones you could break. It's just the only one that you need to break in order to get what's behind it.
Yeah, I think there were a lot of ones that you like had to hit and then they would disappear.
I like the one where it's in the beginning, like you hit the door and then a hollow opens it on the other side.
Alright, we're gonna go back to Zelda because I know there's a bunch of places on Death Mountain we can do. I'm gonna try this jump one more time though.
Zelda is a lot more open.
Oh, I was so close that time. Let's try it one more time.
If you could add a third game to the Randomizer mashup, what do you think you'd add?
Symphony of the Night, obviously.
So would it have to be a Super Nintendo game though?
What other Super Nintendo game could you add? I mean, I guess there's Adventure Island 2, Super Adventure Island 2. Oh, you might need the Morph Ball anyway. I'm trying to remember. I think when you're going towards Kraid's lair, it's just a straight shot. I think. Mega Man X would be interesting if you made, instead of, like, you know how Mega Man X doesn't have like an interconnected world. Instead of it not being interconnected, we can actually run past this. Cool. Oh, maybe we can't.
Oh yeah, you need a bomb out of here. Can you just shoot? Oh no, you need a Morph Ball.
It's unfortunate.
Zelda at least has save and quit.
I don't know if you can do that in Super Metroid. Did we get anything important while we were in Super Metroid just now? I don't think we did.
No, you got a jar.
We got the jar, but I think we got that early. Alright, well,
Yeah, you did. Are you able to rewind your emulator?
Let's see. What are we doing? Are we in the first slot? That's the one that says 7 minutes.
I imagine, yeah.
Okay. Let me make sure I still have my jump set to where I need it. I'm going to put the dash on the R button too. Oh, maybe I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
That's why I never do that. Alright. I think this is our file. Yeah, we have all the same stuff, so I'm gonna go back to Zelda, and if we have the jar, then great. If we don't, then we'll come back and
Just go find the jar. It was pretty close
here.
by. Maybe you already even got it at this
I think
point.
it's right here. Get the thing, stop. No, don't. Oh. Alright, we have to wait for it. Dang it. There's a bee guy. I'm trying to remember the bee guy. I don't remember the bee guy. Do you remember where the bee guy's at? Is he in the town? There we go, got him. Okay, back to Zelda. At the very least, we can go catch a fairy. Oh, we can't catch a fairy because we don't have the net. You need a net in this game to catch fairies.
Sorry about that.
It's all good. I didn't even notice there was a problem. Oh, there we go. I think we can now teleport to Death Mountain when we come back. What? Alright, well, we can just fly. Oh, so what were we talking about before I got trapped?
I'd said something about if you could add a third randomized game, what would it be?
Oh yes, and we're talking about Mega Man X. Mega Man X would be really cool if they somehow, you know how like when you go into the room, it teleports you to that game's world. If maybe somehow Mega Man X had an exit at the beginning of each of its stages, and it was kind of interwoven into, like you go through this door and it takes you to a Mega Man X stage, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know what game? Demon's Crest. That would be the third game.
That would be a good one too. To just remove the overworld, I think, would be fine.
Or just have like the entrances go from the different other games. So
Yeah.
like you go into a certain door and then you wind up in a different Demon's Crest stage.
Bombs. Yeah, Demon's Crest is the only. I'm trying to think. So, what Super Nintendo Metroidvanias are there? There's Demon's Crest, arguably. Okay, you still turn into a Metroid.
Yay! So cute.
And now I don't know if we can get back. remember this guy. I want to try this recipe.
You're sucking the recipe out of his head.
Whoops. Apparently he talks to you if he just runs into you. And he has such a long dialogue.
It's like they're assaulting you with words.
That'd be a good troll.
Yeah, we're going to explore just a little bit, but I think we're going to have to reset in order to...
What do you need to get back?
That's what I'm trying to remember.
The mirror?
We need the mirror in order to get back, yeah. So I think we may be stuck. Okay.
Let's shove him to find the mirror.
So interestingly, if you save in this world, then I think the game starts on the Zelda world. Okay, so now we can go back to Zelda and go get that item, and then maybe we can explore that area a little bit more.
Is it going to put you at Ganon's palace? Oh, okay, no.
Actually, let's go ahead and explore Death Mountain just a little bit more before I try that. In the light world, I mean. We don't have any pressing need to go to the dark world right now. What I really want is either the sword or the lamp. I think those two things will be really what we need to progress.
Or the morph ball?
Or the morph ball, one of those. I had this problem the first time I did the randomizer too, where the morph ball just wasn't showing up. I mean, like I said, you can set it so it forces it to be early, and maybe that would have been a better idea, but I thought it would be more exciting this way. Oh gosh.
The problem is that it's just such an early and essential upgrade.
Yeah.
That it locks everything else.
Let's see, there's hearts. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get fully healed before we go back up there. Well, like the sword is an early essential item. It'd be sure nice if we had that. So I think we found the orange sword the first time I did this.
Oh, so you don't even have to start with the crappy sword?
No, you can go straight to the level 4 sword if you're really lucky. Yeah, my friend did a Final Fantasy V randomizer one time, and I think he got like endgame equipment as a drop from some random enemy. I'm like, that doesn't sound...
Yeah, that seems
That's
like
fun.
it's just gonna be a completely unbalanced game because
Right. You're going to get endgame stuff at the beginning no matter what you do, I think.
well, you might. The worst case scenario is that you get stuff that's the same value as it was in the original.
Right. Yeah, I imagine Bloodstain's the same way, because that game is totally, like, RPG. Oh, good. These things die with... I remember that now.
I don't think it's that fun to just have to blow through things with endgame stuff. I'd rather
It
not.
might be in Bloodstained. Bloodstained's kind of like that.
I heard that the Bloodstained randomizer was just broken and it didn't care about essential items being placed
Oh.
in areas you can reach.
Well, that's not good. Yeah, I like the Zero Suit Samus sprite.
So I think the Bloodstained randomizer has settings for how the items are handled, and I think it lists, like, it says that it's supposed to make it possible, but like they might have just not implemented it correctly.
Okay, we've had plenty of super missiles at this point.
One of my friends said they got soft locked, and they also said they looked it up and other people got soft locked too, so I don't know. But yeah, it's supposed to work.
Yeah, I played a game, had problems like that. Wasn't a good idea to try and sequence that break that game, because you're likely to get trapped forever. Okay, I really wish we could catch these things, but at least we can get healed.
Don't you have a bottle?
Uh,
Oh, no, you need a net to get it.
Yeah, in A Link to the Past, you need a net. I think that that's the case in any top-down Zelda game. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm trying to think. Most of the top-down Zelda games didn't even have like jars that you could fill with random things.
What was that red pot?
That was a potion.
Oh,
It might not have been a bad idea to grab one of those if I'm kind of trying to save up my money so I could buy the Zora's prize, which is apparently 500 gold rupees.
And then you get just like some bombs out of it.
Yeah, most
5
likely.
rupees.
Those are the worst. Well, rupees aren't so bad until after they're useless. Like once you get all the items that benefit you. Is this how you up top? I think this is the way you have to go.
Oh yeah, I did watch one of my friends play through Majora's Mask Randomizer once.
That'd be
And I had
interesting.
never played Majora's Mask, so nothing made sense to me.
Oh gosh. Well, one nice thing about this A Link to the Past is that this plot isn't really complicated, so you're not really missing much by other than seeing the normal progression of the game, that is.
Master, did you play Outer Wilds?
I did.
Yeah, Majora's Mask is actually kind of similar to that.
I mean, perhaps.
That's starting to become its own genre. There's 3 games that do that now, right? I guess, I mean, Vision Soft Reset is sort of like that. I think you said
No.
that the biggest difference is it's more granular with how you can manipulate the time.
I mean, it's not like time loops are an unheard of concept, you know. I'd imagine since Groundhog Day, it's been kind of the popular imagination.
Sure, but
Yeah,
there's
not many games do it.
Yeah, not many games have tried it. I can only
Yeah,
think
like-
of.
In Vision Soft Reset, like there's very few events that aren't caused by you that are time based. Like when you save a certain like timestamp in Vision Soft Reset, it's usually like I did these things and so the world is in this state. It's not the world is in this state because time passed. Like pretty much just like the end of the thing is the major thing there.
I think that's fair to say.
Whereas in Outer Wilds and Majora's Mask, the world like does stuff and doesn't care what you're doing.
I'm the one playing.
I would like to talk about Outer Wilds, but I don't think that's a good idea because it's such a spoiler,
Spoiler
potential heavy game.
Yeah.
It's dangerous knowledge.
That's a game I definitely want to play.
Professor
this is
Q.
Professor Q is playing. What would you give it out of 10, Master, Outer Wilds?
9.
It's good.
Maybe. It's hard to assign games numbers.
Yeah, I started it and I was enjoying playing it, and then I like got really deep in one of the sequences of events, and then the thing happened. So I had to start that whole sequence over again, and then I just never got back into it.
Oh no. So which
Yeah.
hole? Which hole? We got hole number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I have no idea which one's the best one to jump
Just
down.
jump in one of them.
Close your eyes and mash buttons.
What's gonna happen? You lose 30 rupees?
No, we just spend more time here. Not that that would matter.
Oh, it's issued Jigetsu. Had no idea.
Yeah, Chief's on here too. He has a different Twitch screen name.
Just been completely ignoring people's names.
Okay, well, we're just going to try all the holes until we find the good one. If there is a good one, we could be completely wasting our time right now.
Yeah, what's with people not using the exact same username everywhere?
I wish.
Yeah, I imagine that it's pretty hard for you to do that, Master.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you for tuning in.
Later.
Wait,
Hey, did I already try this hole?
I think you've tried all of the holes now.
Okay, so
Wait,
is it,
maybe not the bottom one.
the bottom one leads down to the bottom of the stairs here. So I think it corresponds roughly to the... Let me try the bottom one more time. Sorry, part of me was just reading the chat and not really paying attention, and just jumping down holes.
So have you played any Outer Wilds, Q?
No, it's on my list. It's on my ever-expanding list of games I don't have time for. Someone told me that Outer Wilds was a Metroidvania, though, so I could
It's
totally...
not. Don't believe their lies.
It's a knowledge-gated Metroidvania, jeez.
I was told that Crosscode was a Metroidvania, that I should review it.
Oh god, that sounds like a time sink for you.
Crosscode's kind of like a mix between Zelda and Secret of Mana, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, if I start covering Zelda legs, it makes sense to cover Crosscode.
I enjoy it. I haven't played it in like a month or more.
Yeah, I played it when it first came out, but I don't think I've seen anyone that hasn't, like, thought it was really good.
I mean, I think it's... Maybe, I don't know if I'd say really good, but I certainly enjoy it.
I had this huge problem where, like, I just completely forgot that you can use the outer walls as things to bounce things off of. So there were so many puzzles that it just took me way longer to do than I should have.
Okay, I think we may have found something. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Two chances. Oh, gotcha. Oh, what is that? Is that the ball?
I think so.
I think that might have been the morph ball. Awesome. Now we can go back to Metroid. And actually go places. This is beautiful. I'd also like to... Oh gosh, this room is beautiful.
Oh my god, there's so much stuff.
Although I don't know how to get across that.
What are those?
What do I do to... Do I need to
Throw the
fall
bomb.
down onto that?
Can you, like, use the bombs and then, like, hit the edge with the blast?
How many... Oh, you have one bomb left. Maybe you should
Oh crap.
use it wildly.
I didn't realize I had only one left. Whoops.
Oh wow.
It was a trap. You fell for my scheme.
Oh gosh. Hey, we can go back to Metroid now and go a lot of places, so I'm actually pretty happy with this. Actually, we can buy bombs. How many bombs is that? 10? Let's do it.
It's worth it.
Yeah, especially since
Metroid,
we're
you
playing.
have infinite bombs.
That's true. RSRO would be a great game to randomize. I mean, any game that's a great game originally has the potential of being a good randomizer candidate.
Yeah, I should try that. Sounds fun. I still haven't finished all of the Castlevania games.
Imagine a La Mulana randomizer.
It exists.
I was about to say,
Really?
it probably does.
That has
I mean-
been delicious.
You basically need to find everything anyway, so it's probably not that much harder, to be honest.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and save.
Like, there are just a lot of random secrets and stuff. Like random wooden chests that give you coins. But, you know, you kinda need to... Just beating the game's pretty close to 100%ing it. Oh, I just remembered. There's a in La Mulana. I think there's a life upgrade that you can get soft locked out of, and there are a couple puzzles that you can also get soft locked out of.
Yeah, I can only imagine that the randomizer would be really hard to balance. Okay, we do have the morph ball now, but we don't. We do have the bombs. When did we pick up the bombs? All right. Well, we can go a lot of places in Super Metroid now.
You can beat the game now, except for various suit.
Yeah, I was about to say. Hopefully, we'll find the Pegasus boots within Super Metroid, and we can actually save over here. I'll go ahead and do that, because heaven knows I'm gonna probably kill myself. All right. Well, we'll start with regular progression and move from there. The hardest thing is going to be remembering all the little secrets that I don't. I have 100% of this game once, and that was also back in the 90s. Every time I play through the game now, I go for the speedrun ending, which means that I don't do 100%.
Oh, I completely forgot you're gonna need Shine Spark for a lot of optional hidden stuff.
Hopefully not too much, because I am terrible at shine sparking.
Some of those Shine Spark secrets are just awful. If I remember right, there's one you have to like time it just right and jump diagonally, like in Meridia.
I think the Shine Sparks were harder in Zero Mission, though.
Maybe.
This
oh,
is the
one
ultimate.
rupee.
This is the ultimate troll. And I have to fight this stupid boss.
You have super missiles.
One nice thing
It's
is
gonna
if
take
he
3 seconds.
Yeah.
That's true. I have plenty of missiles to use on this guy.
Why do you have so many of them? Oh my god.
Yeah, why aren't you using the
Did you,
super missiles?
did you find like every super missile upgrade?
I think there's like 100. Not 100 that you can find, but you can get up to 100.
Really? Let me.
Let's use these guys to
Let me
refill
look
my
this up.
missiles real quick. Okay, that's it. 1 rupee.
That's the best.
Gosh. That shouldn't even be an option.
You can get 50 super missiles.
Is it 50? For some reason I thought it was a lot more than that.
I looked it up and then saw the answer in like Google Preview and instantly closed out the tab. So, you know, it could have been wrong.
No.
I'll do that sometimes. I'll Google something and I'll just scan the Google search and I'll be like, oh, I've Googled it, I found the answer, and I'll close it out. And then 5 seconds later I realize I didn't really find the answer.
Oh, heart
I'll
container.
have to Google it again.
Okay, let's see if we can do this. No. I think we can kill those things with bombs. I think that's how you're
Yeah,
supposed to
those
kill them.
are bomb enemies, I believe.
Okay. I don't remember if there's anything good up here, but I figured I'd check. That's good.
Oh,
But can we get to it? It's times like this that I wish we had the X-ray goggles. Oh, you have to do it the other way. I think you have to shine spark to get up there. All right. Well, is that the high jump boots? It's either the high jump boots or the space jump boots.
Pretty sure that's high jump. Actually, I don't remember what the space jump looks like.
Space jump, I think.
Isn't it like a sphere?
Yeah, I think it's like a sphere with like spikes coming out of it. I remember to use my cancel button. Oh, this is the. Yeah, Zero Mission. My gosh, I must have spent like an hour trying to do one shine spark in that game.
Future Suture got so mad about that game.
I just have to remember that Future Suture likes to complete things, so when I make recommendations to him, to make sure that I have to think about all of the worst things you have to complete in order to get 100%. And about whether or not that's like tormenting him by recommending it to him.
The question is, do you want him to suffer? And if so, how much?
Just recommend La Mulana.
I think Future Suture knows better than that.
Yeah.
Like, I think
So
at this
who-
point... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, who actually likes La Mulana on the Discord?
You and Coach.
Myself, I'm a La Mulana fan.
That too also liked it. I'd say everyone who likes it, likes it a pretty hefty amount.
Yeah, it's really a love it or hate it type of game, I think.
Saying something's love it or hate it is pretty cliche, but I mean it sums up La Mulana pretty well.
Absolutely true in La Mulana's case. It is the best game ever if you are in its niche, and it is the worst game ever if you're not.
Like, I want to like it, and like, I like adventure games, and it seems a lot like an adventure game, and I like Metroidvanias, and that's the other similar thing, but I don't know. Just didn't like it.
What other games can actually claim the title of love it or hate it?
Blasphemous?
No.
I don't know. I think that there's layers to liking Blasphemous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, does anybody think that's like mediocre though? Like, yeah, this is called Wrath.
I've heard people say that it's mediocre. I think you can just run across this, but I don't know if we want to do that just yet. I forget you have to push the start button in Super Metroid to get the map up. Oh,
I'm
okay.
pretty sure this is the room where everyone gets stuck because they don't realize the run button is a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a knowledge gate right here. Therefore, Super Metroid has knowledge gating. Therefore, it's part of the genre.
Or no, it having knowledge gating disqualifies it from being a Metroidvania.
No, wait a minute.
Metroidvanias don't have knowledge gating.
So they're primarily ability gated. So they can have knowledge gates. They just can't be all knowledge gated.
Now, wait a minute. I thought for sure you could get through this without the speed boost upgrade, but it looks like you might need it.
Is this the mock ball area?
You can get through it with the
yours?
mock ball, but I don't know how to do it. I know of the technique.
Something I always do in Metroid, I always bomb those pipes that enemies come out of for secrets. I think there was like one pipe in Zero Mission where you had to go down it. And ever since then, that just scarred me, and I have to bomb every pipe I see now.
I think you actually have so many super missiles relative to regular missiles that you might as well use the super missiles on the red doors.
I think you might be right. And if I had realized that all this was a missile refill, I would not have come in here.
Well, you were about out of missiles, so bam.
Yeah, well,
Solved.
save myself a grind. But all I need is...
You could have been full on missiles, but you weren't. So it could be worse.
I'm gonna go ahead and tag the save point real quick. This is rule number 1 when you're playing a Metroidvania game. Always save.
At the moment, this is Metroid.
That's true.
This
Always
is
save anytime you have a chance.
This is one of the big, or actually, oh yeah, you don't get refilled. So one of the terrible things about the original Metroid is when you died, you'd have like no energy tank health. So you'd have to refill again.
And that would be basically the reason why I did not give that game a very high score.
I've never actually finished the original, and that's like shameful to say because I'm a Metroid fan.
All right, thanks for coming. We'll see you later.
Goodbye.
Honestly, I think Zero Mission exists. You don't really need to play the original Metroid anymore.
They are different.
They are different.
Ooh.
One is better than the other.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Things are looking up for us. As soon as you get that morph ball, it just really opens up.
The screw attack just looks and sounds so much fun.
It's iconic. I don't know if this is a good idea. Let's go ahead.
Probably why that one website is named Screw Attack.
I'm not going to save at that save point, just in case we get trapped down here. I don't think it's
what would
possible.
you need?
That's what I'm trying to remember. Oh man, I'm so glad we have the screw attack. That's going to make this so much easier. It's literally like the best attack in the game for regular enemies.
I don't remember this room.
So this is the wall jump tutorial room.
Oh.
And
now you're gonna have to prove that you can wall jump.
Let's see. Alright, let's see if we can get the thing at the top of it because it could be important. Okay, so... Oh. We're not proving that I can wall jump very well.
You could always just bomb jump up.
Oh god.
I would not say that that would be an easier task.
Yeah, I never got that good at bomb jumping. I could wall jump pretty much everywhere at one point. I don't know if I could still do it.
In Zero Mission, I got good at bomb jumping.
Now, wait a minute.
And more of just me like spamming the button and getting really scared that I was gonna mess it up.
There might be something important there, but we'll come back for it.
Yeah, can't you just jump over and then turn it a more fall and slide in?
Yeah, I want to have the high jump before I attempt it, though. Because I don't think I can get enough height. I don't want to have to fall down there and spend all night wall jumping out of there, so we'll come back for it.
Get good.
Get good, yeah. Well, one nice thing about Metroidvania games is that if you can't get good, you can try somewhere else and then come back and get good later.
Yeah.
Depends on how linear they are.
It's true. Stupid sand wall.
Oh yeah, this thing's such a troll.
That was the Shine Spark tutorial. Did I save?
You didn't save at the pit.
Let me go save again real quick, just to make sure. Because we're about to fight the boss, and I don't want to embarrass myself by dying and then having to go get all that stuff again.
You can just go up and save.
Is there a save point up?
Yep.
Oh, there is. Nice, okay. Good call.
Yeah, so the first time I played through Zero Mission, many, many years ago, some of the open areas on the surface that have like the really high jumps, and just like in general the open part of the map at the top. Like I'd gotten it into my head that I needed to explore every single tile on the map, so I tried just bomb jumping up to every single tile in the air that you usually could jump to. It took a while.
That was the terrible thing about Metroid 2. Like, it had these huge rooms, and then you get the spider ball, and the only way that you can get to the top of the room is by doing the super slow spider ball.
Yeah.
Around the whole room. And there were occasionally, like, missile tanks and stuff in those. They were rare enough that it wasn't rewarding to do it, but common enough that, well, they existed, so you needed to do it if you wanted 100%.
I have never had the screw attack on this boss. and apparently it doesn't matter. This isn't my favorite.
Just crouch in the corner like everyone else does.
Yeah, this is not my favorite boss. He's much better in Environmental Station Alpha.
That is the thing about Super Metroid, is the bosses weren't that great.
Ridley's good. I like Ridley.
Ridley in this game is my favorite Ridley in the entire Metroid series out of all the Metroid games, and that includes Samus Returns. I actually like him more than in this game than in Samus Returns.
Honestly, it's just this boss that's kind of boring. I mean, like, the bosses aren't that great, but necessarily. But I mean, they're not terrible.
So
I like the...
This is
They were just bullet sponges, I feel like.
I think we can actually leave this room because I think that's only a super missile door at the bottom there. I don't want to test that because, oops, dang.
Don't you need to go up? Like, if you just go down, then you're just leaving.
Yeah. We need to go up to see if it's something important. So this is one of my personal pet peeves, is bosses with waiting mechanics.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it can't be done well. I think when you have a bullet hell type design, it works well for that because you kind of have to have the dodge sections.
Oh, what's the name of that game where it's like you shoot an arrow at a boss and it only takes one shot to kill the boss, but you have to like wait through all of its patterns?
Titan Souls? Is it Titan Souls?
It might be. I never actually played it, but I know of it.
I think somebody recommended it, and then I bought it, and then I never played it.
It's pretty relatable.
Oh gosh.
Ruby. Oh no.
Okay, so I've decided that every boss is going to get the most useless thing.
Yeah. I bought Nier Automata the other day, and I haven't even thought about installing it yet.
That's also on my long list of games. I think Crosscode is the next on my list that I really want.
It is a huge time investment, but it's a quality one.
Yeah. Phoenotopia was... I'm still catching up after Phoenotopia. That game was like 50 hours.
Can't wait for that game to come to Steam. It sounds so much fun.
Well, if you don't like the difficulty is one of the things that people struggle with. If you're worried about that, apparently they're improving that every patch. One of the big complaints people had was that you don't heal at save points, and the patch today makes it so you can heal up to half your HP at a save point when you go to it now. So
Yeah, I started playing it, and then I just didn't enjoy the combat very much. And now they're like making constant improvements to it. I kind of want to just
wait.
Yeah, just future suture it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed, obviously, I mean, I gave the game a 5 out of 5, but I enjoyed what was there. But I knew when I was playing it, and I told the developer, because I had originally emailed them, I'm like, this game's great, but you're going to have problems with people, or people are going to have problems with the difficulty. I listed off a few things, and yeah, they apparently didn't need to hear it from me, because apparently all the other critics were saying it, so... I personally wouldn't count it. Now, I have a pretty broad taste when it comes to things like combat. Like, did you play Bon Appetit at all, Caldrath?
I did, yeah.
And, I mean, how would you describe the combat in that game? And be honest,
So, yeah, I'm trying to remember, like, the specifics of the combat. I guess it had a few different weapons. Like, it had a few different styles of play to it, so you could kind of find one that you liked, but some of the bosses just, like, were designed around certain ones so heavily that you were pretty much, like, required to fight them a certain way.
I think that's fair.
So, like, there's, like, the whip is a nice traditional weapon, and then, like, throwing axes and whatever. So yeah, you could play it how you wanted, except that, yeah, the bosses were I felt like if you try to just fight the bosses, they were not tuned very well, like difficulty wise. Like they were way over tuned difficulty wise, like to be way too difficult if you just fought them. But then they were like super cheesable. And so you just wind up cheesing all the bosses, and then they wind up not being satisfying because of that.
Yeah, I would not call it a. By no means would I call it a combat game. But on that same token, for some people, the combat ruined the game for them, and I think that's fair. But I also really, really enjoyed Bon Appetit overall.
Like, it was a really good game for a single developer, like single indie developer.
Sure.
And for the price.
Yeah, I think the price is definitely right, and I feel like it's a very strong game for exploration, and that's really what I recommend about it the most. The reason why I bring it up though is kind of my taste in games. Like the combat didn't ruin that game for me.
Yeah, actually, it's one of those games. It's kind of similar to Hollow Knight and Escape from Tethys, where it's like a very open, like non-linear thing where you can go pretty much anywhere you want. Like we were talking about before, where if you get stuck in an area, you can go somewhere else. And there's like constantly the option to do that, which is like one of the biggest strengths of that game.
How do you get in there?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
You have to go down from the bottom, like
Is
go
that what
through
it
the.
is?
I'm guessing.
That's what I'm guessing too. I didn't see any. Oh.
Or is it the
speed booster.
ceiling? No.
You have to speed.
Oh,
through.
yeah, speed booster.
I definitely skipped this on my last playthrough. I actually don't think I explored. What's that?
You need the gravity suit and the speed booster.
Yeah, I think you need both. Well, so much for sequence breaking through that. Oh, I have to waste another super bomb.
So what are some good long Metroidvanias? There aren't that many long ones, I'd say.
Yes,
Well,
it's
Phoenotopia is
largely-
long.
Hollow Knight, Phoenotopia, La Mulana. Cathedral's on the longer side.
Yeah, I think that was about 20 hours. I'd say it's shorter than the ones we just listed, but
Generally, like Metroidvania is generally indie, and like budget usually correlates to length of time. So it's gonna be the big name games like I guess Shadow Complex is another one, the Ori series.
You have the screw attack.
I do have the screw attack.
It's like, why do you even use your beam anymore?
You have to remind me that I have the screw attack, because I never have the screw attack in this area.
I ask, why do you even use your beam anymore? And immediately there's the door that you have to use your beam on.
Okay, this is the room that I remember that you can run across. Okay, I probably missed a bunch of different upgrades we could have gotten in that area, but I think we've connected to the area close to where Death Mountain's entrance is. Let's see if we can go up here. Nope. We just break that with the screw attack. I guess we could turn the screw attack off and then try and get up there. Let me do that.
Just wall jump up the side of it.
Yeah.
Or you can try bomb jumping up.
Just jump without, you know.
Wait, isn't the floor there
Spinning.
bombable? So you just get screwed if you try to bomb jump?
So if that
This
Yeah.
is like the best area for wall jumping.
Oh, that's right. I can't get up this spot. Shoot. Yeah, I need the ice beam or mad speedrunner skills that I don't have.
In Zero Mission, you can use the screw attack to kill those things, right?
I think so. I'm not sure there would be any benefit to us killing those.
Just get them out of your way.
Yeah, let me get that refill so we don't have to. find that later. Oh. Okay, hopefully there's something good back here. And it isn't just a missile fill.
Which Metroid has the best screw attack?
Like, visually speaking?
Just overall.
Oh
Just
gosh.
the best.
I think they all have the best screw attack because it's like the best ability in the series. Oh my gosh.
Nice 5 health, by the way.
Yeah, I noticed that. This is gonna be garbage. Oh no. Okay. Oh, we're not out of the woods just yet. Now we have 10 health.
Metroid Prime did have an objectively
No, I knew
terrible
those
screw
things would
attack.
kill me.
But it looked cool.
Ooh.
Wait, did you just not take any damage from that?
No, I took 5.
Oh, okay.
So I picked up a health refill that gave me 5 more HP, so I just barely pulled through that.
Yeah, that was close.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
Alright.
You're gonna go back to that room you ran away from.
Which room?
One with the fireflies.
Oh,
Or were we not able to go further?
we need the grappling hook or the space jump to
Oh.
get through that. Did I break the floor just now?
Pretty sure the screw attack broke it.
Great. Okay, let's see if I can get that back. Screw attack is a bit of a double-edged sword when you don't have the space jump. Normally you have the space jump no matter what when you get the screw attack, I think.
Yeah, I think you use the space jump to get the screw attack.
Yeah, the screw attack's always like one of your last upgrades. Okay. So on timing, I was thinking that we would go for about... Oh good, bomb capacity. That's exactly what we need. So does about 10 more minutes sound good?
Sure. I'm down to go for longer.
Same.
Okay, I think we can go. I think we could probably go another 40 then. I think we'll be fine. I'm definitely having fun, but I always like playing Super Metroid.
There's
really-
never a bad time to play Super Metroid.
This is true. Well, now that we have the bombs, let's see if we can... I'm trying to decide if I want to go save first. There's probably a save point on the other side of this wall. Okay, I think... I've never been good at doing this in Super Metroid. You just have to have right rhythm.
You want to move a little bit further right.
You're probably right. But I need to get the rhythm down either way.
You know, it'd just suck if you got all the way up and then you weren't able to.
Yeah.
Like that.
I'm really good at doing this in Metroid Zero mission.
Zero mission, you just like spam it.
Right.
Hope it works. At least that's what I do.
Ugh.
Yeah, the people that can do this when they're like going horizontally, it's just crazy to me.
It's all about rhythm, I think.
Yeah.
Just figuring out what the beat is. Yeah.
You know what might be fun? To stream some other time Metroid Prime Randomizer.
That'd be interesting. Metroid Prime, playing it again, I played it again last year. I was annoyed by how often you're like stopped and you have to go and put your ball somewhere in order to progress. They did that way too much, in my opinion.
I wonder if there's a... Surely there are randomizers for the other primes. I've only heard people talk about Prime 1 randomizer though.
I wonder
Yeah.
how well 3 would work since it's a lot more linear.
I mean, 3 has some side areas. Like it has the. I don't think you need to ever go to that one spooky ship. I don't know what it was called. But I remember there was a spooky ship.
I think the spooky ship was necessary for the end game.
What'd you have to do?
You had to get like the password to like the pirate homeworld spaceship or something from there.
Okay.
Alright, let's use the
I
Metro
haven't-
Fusion X-ray goggles real quick. Okay, that's that up there. Ooh.
I haven't played Prime 3 in like a while.
I played those games when they first came out, so
That's what I did.
Yeah, I didn't play Prime 2 or 3 until last year. First time.
I kind of want to replay Prime 2 because I want to. Like I don't remember how linear it is. Like I have my list of like 3D Metroidvanias, and I'm like not sure if Prime 2 qualifies because I don't remember it being super linear, but everyone says it is.
Prime 2 has one instance where they make you backtrack to an earlier area, and it's actually possibly detrimental to the design. I think this is a burning room. Yeah, it's a burning room. And it's only a missile anyway.
Prime 2 is the only one I haven't finished. Never finished it on the Prime trilogy. And I played like an hour or two of it last year after beating Prime 1, but for some reason I lost interest. Even though I really like Prime 2.
So by your measure, Calderoth, I would say that Prime 2 is probably a Zelda-like.
Metroid Prime's on the longer side for beating. We're still talking about the longest Metroidvanias.
But aren't there like speedruns where they beat it in like an hour?
Oh, okay. You can say that about any game.
Do they do it with glitchless though? That's the. Okay, let me think. We need to get the Moon Pearl. Or we can get the Moon Pearl. So let's go ahead and head back over there and do that. There's probably other unlockables in that area too. So now Super Metroid has a fast travel system. It's called the World of Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, this is Metroid Prime 4. We got some early gameplay.
They decided to go a little retro with it.
We just went to Zelda for a little bit. That would be really cool if they went. I would love it if Metroid Prime 4 ended up being a 2D Metroidvania.
Honestly, I don't know if they can do a really good 2D Metroidvania. I'd rather see a good 3D Metroidvania out of Prime 4.
Yeah,
Is there...
Retro Studios, like, that's what they do.
Retro Studios did the Donkey Kong games, though, so they have experience with 2D games. I wouldn't say that necessarily means that they can pull off a Metroidvania, but they have proven that they can make well-beloved 2D games. I knew there was a secret back here. And I had to kill the enemies in this room to get to it, I think.
Oh, Jigetsu's confused. Let's not explain it. Yeah, there just aren't that many 3D Metroidvanias. And, like, someone can always just make another AM2R, you know? but I don't think someone else can necessarily make another Metroid Prime remake.
I think that if somebody did another Metroid Prime remake, they should just use Unreal 4 and just do the same game but make it, modern graphics.
Obviously, the game that needs to be remade is Other M.
Yes, and also rewritten. And I am a complete believer that there is salvageable aspects to that game. But it does require some rewriting to get there. Okay, so apparently that doesn't... I guess that's an exit to a different secret then.
Another Other M really rolls off the tongue.
Another Other M?
Maybe you should just call it Another M.
Could.
Or Mother Other M?
Another the baby.
I did not mean to use a super bomb just now. Hopefully I won't need those anytime soon. Another baby. I so want to spoil aspects of Other M to talk about it, but I don't really think I should.
You can talk about it, just talk about it really vague.
Really vague.
I say you did need power bombs.
Finally got that rupee though.
Yeah, I'm so mad now that I didn't have the power bomb. I don't know if any of these guys drop it either. Gotta get this at least. Oh, a sword! Oh,
Excellent.
that's amazing. Okay, good. We're moving along.
Which sword is it?
Just the little
The
one.
worst one.
Oh.
I'll
Still
take
good.
the worst one. But it's better than the none one.
Yeah. It's a lawnmower.
That's pretty much it. It's a lawnmower, and it is a option to kill a boss. I'm going to turn off my screw attack because I know I'm going to accidentally kill this thing if I don't. Hey, where'd you go? Come on. Oh. Come on. Okay, I would have got it if I... Oh. We're going to lose all of our health here. I should probably find a save point before I attempt this for too much.
There's not much else that can really kill you. I mean, anything can kill you, but
Oh. Come on.
it seems hard.
I'm wondering if bomb jumping would be the faster way to get up there. Let's try.
Yeah, but how are you gonna... You're gonna have to, like, bounce off the ceiling when you... I mean, will you
If
be
you
able
couldn't
to
make
break
it,
it?
if you couldn't make it in a Kraz layer, you're probably not pulling this off.
Probably not. Come on.
It's like gambling. You just gotta see if you can make it.
I'm just
One
gonna
more
go this way.
time.
Basically determined that this is a gotcha game.
Alright, we're just gonna come back here after we need like the speed boots. Let me see.
Well, remember, you saw, like, the high jump boots, I think, in that one place.
Yeah. And I need the shine spark in order to get that, I think. This button. I want to see if any of these guys drop super bombs. Nope. I don't know if that means they never drop super bombs, but I think we've spent enough time here. Well, now that we have the sword, I really want to get that. Let's give it one more shot, and then we'll go somewhere else.
Oh, you're going back?
Yeah.
You got this.
I'm just thinking about places that we could progress, and this is the place I know. Like, if we got the lamp or something... Oh, that would have been perfect angle.
It's hard because it's not always at the right distance.
No, and then he always like jumps at a specific angle. I think what I need to do is I need to break it, get right. Alright, we're gonna die if I continue this, so we're just gonna kill it.
You need him to land like right next to it.
You just turn on the screw attack and kill it.
That's true. I need to turn on my screw attack anyway. I'm gonna keep forgetting that I have this thing because you just never have it at this point. And by the time you do get it, there's no reason to turn it off because you already have the space jump.
Space Jump was never my favorite.
Okay, there's one other place that we can go in Samus Land that I think I'll try.
Yeah, things like the space jump and the like uppercut thing in Castlevania that just basically let you fly generally like makes the traversal pretty boring.
The high jump was at least kind of cool in Castlevania to do. I mean, not that the space jump isn't cool, but Also, by the time you get it, you don't actually need it for anything in Castlevania.
In Symphony of the Night, yeah. It was kind of useless.
You got the bat at that point.
Circle of the Moon had the... it was really important for dodging boss attacks.
That last, the Dracula boss, I remember I used that to dodge.
So, best Dracula.
Oh, so I haven't played all of them.
Are the ones you played?
I haven't played one since like early 2000s.
Oh, really?
No, late 2000s.
Have you played them all?
Yeah. So the Circle of the Moon, I don't think I played all of. Like, I had it at one point and I was playing it, and then I don't remember what happened to it. So I don't think I actually finished it.
Honestly, the Castlevania games really blend together for me sometimes, and I don't remember which bosses are from which game.
Same. Like, I probably couldn't even list off, like, a specific boss for a specific game.
There's like a lot of bosses, and then there's just the repeat bosses and the bosses that are the same but different.
I think
There's
part of
just
the
the random
problem
ones.
is that the inverted difficulty curve and like the fact that you have healing items just means that you kill the bosses on the first try, so you don't really remember them.
Yeah, I think that's probably an issue.
Not always.
It's
I
definitely
never
an issue.
really. Go on.
It's definitely an issue with Symphony of the Night. Like the final boss with the final fight with Dracula at the end is just so quick. Okay, is there any power-ups up here?
Hey, I've never done Inverted Castle. It just seems really gross and not fun, so.
Yeah, I did it, but I just got like the stuff required to finish it, and then didn't do anything else.
Okay, I think you might need the grappling hook to progress this area.
Oh,
We're
was
gonna
there
anyway.
was there more voice acting in the Inverted Castle though?
I don't remember. I assume Dracula says, or whoever the boss is. I don't even remember who the final boss is. Says something. Obviously didn't leave that much of an impression on me.
Yeah. I'd need to see a list of the Draculas to even remember like how fun they were.
I think Order of Ecclesia is probably my favorite.
I haven't played that one yet.
Out of the classic Vanias, I think the Castlevania 4, or Super Castlevania 4, is my favorite of the bunch.
Remember It was either that Rondo of Blood was really good or really hard. I think it was really hard, but I haven't played that one yet.
I have not played Rondo of Blood. Oh wait, Rondo of Blood. Which one is the Bloodlines? Is the one on the Sega Genesis? Okay, so I haven't played Rondo of Blood. That's the one I haven't played.
God, there's so many Castlevania games.
Yeah, they kind of churned them out, didn't they?
And then they just abruptly stopped.
You know, to be fair, I can actually fight. Yeah, I was about to say, to be fair, Lords of Shadow wasn't very well received critically.
Wasn't there Lords of Shadow 2, like
Yeah.
a few years ago? That was okay.
I didn't-
Lords of Shadow 2, and then there was also Lords of Shadow Mirror of Fate was actually a 2D Metroidvania.
Yeah, it was slow.
Yeah, it was pretty crap.
A very slow game.
Are AAA games even capable of making Metroidvanias anymore?
I mean, arguably, well,
AAA developers.
I was going to say Ori as a counterpoint to that, but I know that's not.
I thought Ori 2 was really good, so. But yeah. Did you ever play Ori 2, Master?
No, I haven't played it.
You're just so turned off by 1.
I haven't finished one either. I played... Need to check, but I mean, I played an okay chunk of it. If I remember right, there were like a bunch of just like, oh, go to these 3 places, and I beat 2 of them, and I didn't play the 3rd one.
That can be a fine design choice or the worst design choice ever. The spoken wheel design.
Yeah. I don't really like it. It's not really like, it's not just an Ori thing, but you know, of course, generally I don't like when they do that kind of design in games.
It winds up with the same problem as Mega Man, where you have the inverted difficulty curve. Like, they do try to sometimes do stuff where they change the areas you go to later to make them harder, but it usually doesn't, like, feel right.
Spoken Wheel is basically just dungeons, and I mean, if I'm gonna have dungeons, I'd rather it be designed like Zelda.
Yeah.
So, Jigetsu, this is the randomizer that combines both Super Metroid and A Link to the Past. Okay, so which of these did I not check when we tried this, like when we first started?
Bottom right, you never checked. I think far left, you never checked either.
Okay, these guys are probably still going to kill me, but I think... Yeah, we checked all that.
Check the top left.
Top left?
Can you even get to those?
No, I can't get to that because of the rocks. It's an interesting way to kill a bee. Throw a bush at it!
Yeah.
Oops, bumped my fast forward button. Which I probably should be using a lot more. Oh, of course, it's too fast.
Oh,
Oh yeah, you're playing this on an emulator, so.
Yeah, you have to, I mean, obviously.
But you didn't just hack a ROM and then port it back into a cartridge and stick it in your Super Nintendo?
No. Can you open this from this side? Maybe not.
wait, does Link have lips when he pushes things?
Lips?
Samus has lips when she pushes things. Like, push something to the side.
Eh. I don't think he does.
It's weird, like, nobody has mouths, and then there's just a mouth on Samus. I'm confused.
So what we need now is the grappling hook. The Varia suit would be nice. But that's what's preventing us from progressing in Super Metroid.
among other things.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm not sure that the sword is going to help us that much. We need the book in order to progress through.
Oh, see, those guys do have mouths. They have huge mouths. That's why they look so weird. Everyone else just has eyes.
There's nothing in here.
I have no mouth and I must scream.
That staff of whatever his name is, Sasara or whatever, is useless. Now that we have the sword, is there anywhere that we can get on Death Mountain now?
What does having a sword actually allow you to do?
Kill things.
Right.
Oh, remember you went into a dungeon and you said you didn't think you'd be able to get any further, so you ended up dying to that enemy. And you go there now.
So that dungeon, the reason why we couldn't get further was because we didn't have the lamp.
Oh.
If we had the lamp, then I would have been able to get further. I don't know if I would have been able to complete it.
Wait, I thought that was a different area. So I remember you died to like a red enemy, and then later you died in the dark.
I'm going in circles. I'm trying to get to the castle at this point because I think there might be some useful things there. Not this way. So we need... There are a lot of things that we could use to progress. Knowing where the high jump boots are in Super Metroid is really... I have no idea how we're going to get to that. I honestly think we're going to get the space jump before we get the high jump.
You only need the speed booster, right?
You need the speed booster, and I think that's all you need. I'm not positive. We might... If you have the space jump, I think you can get to that. But, of course, when you have the space jump, there's no point to the high jump anymore. It's more of just a convenience. Okay, let's go inside the castle. Now that we have a sword...
Oh. I know this area because I played Four Swords, and in one of the extra dungeons they had sort of recreation of this area.
So A Link to the Past is always kind of... I never got used to how the sword looks in this game. Like when you're facing up and down, it doesn't feel the same as when you're slashing right and left to me. Although it feels better on Samus for some reason.
This is just better with a sword.
Yeah, she's the better sword fighter.
Wasn't there a... Yeah, there is a mod that replaces Link in Breath of the Wild with Samus.
Oh, yeah, you can replace Link in Breath of the Wild with a lot of characters. He just dropped a key. What the...
How?
I am not going to argue with the game at this point. But that does give us access to at least one other treasure, so... Hopefully it's the lamp. Come on. Eh. Throwing pots is still better than swinging my sword. That's how bad the first sword is. I want the Pegasus boots so I can actually start running around places.
What's your favorite 2D Zelda game?
Link's Awakening for me.
I think the same here. Just the fact that you can jump in it, like, even when it wasn't useful, it was cool.
It was like a dodge move in that game.
Like, I like just jumping over enemies and then, like, slashing them from behind.
Yeah. I like Oracle of the Ages and Seasons as well, but I feel like Link's Awakening was a little bit better, or more tightly designed.
I've only played the Oracle games, and Four Swords for the 2D Zeldas.
Oh, so you haven't played this one either?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oops.
I had them on, like, I think I bought them all on DS, and at some point Four Swords was given away for free during an anniversary.
This guy's taking a lot more hits than I remember. What the heck? This isn't normal. He's
You
just
could
not
use a
dying.
bomb.
I'm thinking about it.
Use your screw attack.
Yeah, I wish. There we go, finally. I do not remember him taking... What?
Did you have an upgraded sword by this point?
No,
What?
this is like the very beginning of the game.
What did you get
A map?
for this area?
I didn't even know that this area had a map.
Is the map for a different area?
I don't think. I think the dungeons are standalone. I could be wrong. I just went the wrong way. So normally what happens is you come in here and then Zelda's in the dungeon and then you like rescue her. And then this area up right here is a shortcut back to the entryway so you don't have to fight through all the guys again. But really, I just wanted the treasure that was next to Zelda, hoping that it was the lamp.
The real treasure was the princess we saved along the way.
Except she's not even there.
She's in another castle.
She's technically in the sanctuary. Ooh, full refill on my, Are there any treasures in this area? I don't think there is.
What is your green bar?
That's a staff meter.
Yeah, I was about to say, right now it's a staff meter. I wish that staff would light up rooms. Actually, this could be a major problem.
Wait, isn't there the medallion that does fire, so you could technically get that instead of the lamp?
And
Oh, and there's the fire rod. So there's like 3 different things you can do to light lamps.
yes, unfortunately, in order to actually see anything, you need a lamp in order to have that tiny bit of light just to get around the room, and as you can see, we don't have that. Okay.
So do they consider...
Do bombs light up the room at all?
No, I don't think so.
Do they consider the lamp required to get through dark rooms?
I consider, I mean, you can't see anything in there, so I have no idea how you would pull that off.
Like, you can technically make it through. So
Yeah, I think
I
you
don't know
might
if
be
they-
right.
So I don't know how they, like, how the algorithm treats that. Like, whether it's a hard gate or not.
Okay, there's an E-tank. I need the book in order to get into the dungeon. Just kind of just comb this desert real quick to make sure we didn't miss anything here. There's that thing we
Comb the
can't get
desert,
to. I think we already explored here.
You need to find one of those rooms that has, like, 10 chests in it.
Oh, maybe we haven't explored here. Oh, he was helpful.
There was that room around the mountain with like 6 chests in it. With a blue barrier that you could get through.
Yes. 6 chests would be nice.
Do you have to drop down on that, or is there a way to... Or is there an item you need for the blue stuff?
I think you have to drop down on it. I can't think of any item that you could use to get through that.
Maybe it's like Mario and there's a Switch dungeon somewhere.
So we went to all that trouble to try and get that moon pearl, but the more I'm thinking about it, I think you need the mirror in order for the moon pearl to even be that useful. Well, we got a couple more minutes left here. Let's see if we can end it on something. Let me think. Wow, I was invisible for a long time there. Let's go back to Super Metroid. I think it's funny how it has to think a little bit every time you come to Super Metroid. Makes sense. Okay, so why couldn't we go into this room to the right? Wait a minute. We have so much of the map now. Is that what the map we got does? Okay, so we need the speed booster to get through here.
Oh! Remember you couldn't use the map room earlier? That could be why.
Okay, so the speed booster is absolutely required for this room. So that's cool, we have the map now. I'm not sure how much that's going to help us.
Kinda whack when you think about it. They just created an item out of a room.
Yeah. Very strange. It could have been the map I picked up in the castle, too. Is there a reason why we haven't... Oh, this is the room that we got trapped in because we didn't have the morph ball. Okay, we can't do anything with this. And that's why we had to reset last time. Well, I mean, there's one place we can go. Well, there's the one room that we didn't have power bombs in order to get through that one wall. I don't know if there's anything particularly useful back there.
Yeah, does it remember how many like power bombs and things like that you have when you transition between the two?
Yes, it does, I think. It definitely remembers how many arrows you have because you can find arrows in Samus's land.
And you're so close to getting to this door.
I know.
You could maybe...
Oh, success!
Oh, excellent.
Alright, cool. Alright, maybe we can end this by beating Cred.
Yes. I've always liked the crate crabs.
I don't know where we're supposed to go.
What are those called?
Crate crabs.
Crabbies.
Where does Crab go? I want to open that door. I think
Krabby needs to make one of those his profile picture.
The new Krabby. Come on.
Why are you shooting them?
I just realized that as soon as I think this might be... I think you want to bomb here.
It's so hard googling the list of Super Metroid creatures because none of them have... Like, they don't have names that make sense.
Isn't one of them like just Zoomer? Like the ones
Yes.
that go back and forth?
That might have been Metroid Prime, actually.
So somebody pointed this out as a reason why it's not better to play Zero Mission before as a prequel to Super Metroid, and that is because Mini Kraid doesn't make sense unless you did the Mini Kraid thing in the original Metroid.
Yeah.
I think this is just the save point, which is exactly what we want. Well, this works too.
It's a good change. What are the best bosses in Zero Mission?
Honestly, I don't remember a lot of the bosses. Like, I remember the final boss. Oops. I hate how many freaking eyeball doors there were in Fusion. Oh, no, I messed it up.
Yeah, Fusion, like... I don't know, they tried to tie... Like... They try to tie bosses to their areas. I mean, they are also in this game, but... You know what I mean?
Oops.
Wow, you used a lot of super missiles.
I was trying to do the speedrunner thing. Oops. And completely failed.
Why use super missiles when you have screw attack?
Oh, you don't have the charge beam, so if you run out of missiles, you're...
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh. No, actually, I'm
But
fine
you can-
because he has the...
you can kill stuff together.
yeah, I was about to say you can grind for him.
That sounds terrible, though.
I think this boss is actually fightable without the charge beam. So I think that's why he's designed this way, why he has the drops.
I would call this guy a good boss. He's fun.
He's not bad. I like him. Back in the Super Nintendo era, that would have been, you know, that was the big surprise, as the original Cred was so small in the NES Metroid, and then like this one's supposed to surprise you with a...
I think it's a very cool reveal. Oh my god. Rupees every single time.
But it's 20 times as many rupees.
Oh my gosh, what's going on with the... Oh, that was weird. That was a weird glitch. Oh my gosh.
Do you think it's intentionally designed
Oh.
so that bosses give you rupees?
Well, I'm glad that we got to end on a boss for the night.
Yeah, make sure to
It's a
save.
very important kill.
I know, I'm going to go save right now. Oh my gosh.
But you still had to kill him to get to Turian.
That's true. So we did make progress.
I like
That's
how that
positive
room
thinking.
has
Thank
those purple eyes.
you. That's amazing. Overgrowth wasn't necessary for... Oh, what the heck is this? I don't remember this happening normally. Alright, there's a save point over here. We're gonna go use it.
You'd have a high jump at this point.
That's true. Normally you're supposed to. Alright. Well, I think that's a good stopping place.
Yeah.
That sums up the night. As far as our success. Alright, well thank you everybody for watching, and we'll see you next time.